Welcome to the Comic Wrestling Podcast. I am Ace Williams. This is
Deadly Dave.
And you are in the comic shop.
Ooh, do I get a discount in the comic shop?
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, you do. I am talking into a microphone that is not plugged in, nor does it have batteries. It's just for fun.
Because that's what we're about. We're about
props. I don't want to say boxo,
gimmicks.
but we're a box of fun. On today's episode, we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want.
That's what we always do.
Because this is our show.
Our show.
We have no monitors. We have no mommies. And we have no babysitters. This is our show.
I'll take a babysitter if she's good looking. You know.
I don't like people that sit on babies, to be honest with you. It's just not a thing for me. You know, baby, you can sit on me, but I ain't sitting on no baby. I'm literally going to use this the whole time. And so if you get annoyed with it, I'm going to do different. If you smell it, I'm not going to do that. Fuck him. The jabroni.
Just a jabroni.
He's a jabroni. A J-bro. I kind of dig that, actually. A J-bro. You a J-bro. Because it sounds flattering, but it's not. It's an insult. But on today's episode, honestly, we are just going to bullshit. I know you got some stuff written down.
I got a few things, yeah.
I got a couple things on my mind that we're going to spit. But I don't know if it's first and foremost, because I would have said it first if that was the case. So here, right now, at this time, I have Doom Patrol in my DVD player. I just finished this first season like a week ago, if that, and I loved it. I loved it. I think it's the best, other than Gotham, DC TV show that there is. And if you want to fight me, put them up. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. I haven't fucking watched it yet.
Those are some thoughts. So, yes, the reason I'm even playing it is because I know you pretty well, I would say. And I know...
I'm not hard to read, you know.
Helen Keller's over there like, got him! Got him!
That's like the best reference ever.
Well, actually, it would have been more like, hell, I'm coming. But I know the actors that you like. And not just like, oh, I know you like Robert De Niro, right? It's like, I know specifically actors that you like.
Like Leguizamo and shit like that.
Exactly.
And, you know, yeah.
And this show, it has definitely one. 100% one, you're going to be like, oh, shit, right? And then the other one is the robot. The man that is playing the robot, because I was a fan of him in the early 2000s. Still am a fan of the fellow. And we will see as it plays. We're going to play it right now. Bam! First episode is like probably an hour. Maybe, so... No, what are you doing, yo? Why did that do that again? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in technical difficulties. There's a couple names for you in the show.
Okay, Donkey Patrol,
Puppet Patrol, Colt Patrol, Paw Patrol.
That sounds like gimmick infringement, Paw Patrol.
There's a lot. Every episode has Patrol after it. There's even an episode called Doom Patrol.
Well.
Doom Patrol.
Very creative.
There's every episode, or every character has a name after them. So there's the chick with the smirk on her face, Rita Patrol, Cliff Patrol, Cyborg Patrol. I love it because it's so simple without thought, but yeah, it's like that works. Because I mean, the show, once you start watching, you're like, that make all. I'm surprised they didn't do Pilot Patrol. Pilot episode number 1. So, as the intro's going on, how's everything going on?
I'm doing all right, you know, getting excited for the weekend.
Yeah,
you know.
It's nicer weather.
Yeah. Went and saw Doolittle, that was all right.
I've heard it's done little. I don't know if that was...
I mean, it was interesting to see him do something different, but...
Now, the scene, I haven't seen it, but since you have, spoiler alert, the scene that makes me feel like Hollywood thinks I'm an idiot is the fart scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You gotta show my dude, after he just had the most cinematic death in, like, history in a movie, you go and let a dragon fart on my dude?
And it's like he wanted to do something completely different, so he didn't care what it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was okay, and, you know, John Cena being the voice of the polar bear and all that shit, but it was
Do
alright.
do do do. Do 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 do.
The guy that said he would never leave.
My time is up. Somehow my time is still now. It's 20 years later. Someone milked this cow. Like, fuck him.
Yep, the guy that said he would never leave, and that's all he's doing, and he's a part-timer now. So.
You said you'd never leave, and you left. Is that kind of how he said it to The Rock?
Kind of, yeah.
All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, folks, boys and girls, children of all ages. There's a donkey on TV, and I want to see Dave's reaction.
Ready for a story about superheroes? More TV superheroes, just what the world needs.
That's Alan Tudyk. That's fucking awesome.
There he is.
That's so cool.
I knew, that's the one. That's the one I'm like, oh, man.
He's done so much. You know, you
This
go back
show-
and watch stuff. It's so...
You-
Meta-human goose eggs. How about him? Ready to feel better
Mr.
about
Nobody.
your own
Mr.
miserable
Nobody.
life for the
Well,
next
That's
hour
his
or
name.
so?
I did not know what the hell was going on in this show at all at any moment, really. And
Such stories do
it-
with a visit to a Nazi.
it's literally
I'm sorry.
fourth wall breaking. What the fuck? How is this even a show? It's so weird. It's like if Deadpool... I don't know. I've never really seen a show like this. The things they do in this.
That's cool. Was it on... Was it on...
It's on their
network?
streaming
Was it-
service.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was on TV or not. But, it's a cool ass show.
Was renowned for his
It's just cool to see him in the first scene, and
offering
that's so
certain
cool.
enhancements.
He's
I
a guy
will-
that doesn't get talked about enough, really, for the amount of work that he's done. And
Yeah,
the quality of work
He's a
that
little
done.
underrated for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even doing the fucking rooster in Moana. Like,
Well, I'll
if you
give
didn't
you-
know that was him, you know. Yeah. But just the range that, like, they're like,
I'm not
oh,
gonna do
we'll
that.
get Alan Tudyk to play a fucking rooster. You
It's
know, just get
crazy.
a credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
He is,
ransom to that demented genius.
He's a big part of this show. I will just say this.
I would have paid double. Can
So, what did you see the reports of Rick Moranis signing to do another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Are you ready,
Shrunk.
Mr. Morton?
I did see that. I'm excited about that because it's, I need a little Moranis in my life. But it's just strange to me in a weird way what he is choosing to come back to.
Yeah, didn't do Ghostbusters. Yeah, yep.
But I don't exclude anything from what could happen because with him coming back, he is in Shrunk. He's gonna be what the fuck was her name? Zelensky.
Yeah.
I don't know what his first name was.
Somewhere
But yeah, they're doing a new little Shop of Horrors movie. Maybe he'll make an appearance in that. I'm excited
Yeah.
because I do like him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long. He could have been in so many different
So many
movies and
things.
stuff. So yeah,
But he took a hiatus because his wife died, and he just stopped acting to become a father. So that's why he hasn't been around in a long time.
it'll definitely be cool to see him make a comeback.
You know who else made a comeback? 3, 2, 1. Cue my dude.
There it is. Smells like hero to me.
That's way too funny.
Right? That's perfect timing. There's sex in this show right now.
Well, that makes me think it wasn't on a network.
Yeah.
Unless it's like HBO or something, but that's really cool.
It did get picked up by HBO.
Did it?
Season 2 is going to be on
That's
HBO.
cool. It seems like something they would be into just from the first few scenes. So he looks so weird. He's got like the Val Kilmer kind of.
Oh, man.
like-
Alcoholic
Yeah.
was for so long.
Yep.
This is basically like his resurgence. And he is my favorite character in the entire show. I think the rope... I just think he's just the best. The shit that he... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm biased because it's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
But
Okay, he's an auto racer, and he looks. Look at how big he looks in the fucking suit. Like that's just. That's crazy.
yeah, most NASCAR drivers aren't 6'4", 250 pounds.
Right. Looking like,
You're gonna weigh that car down, bro. What are you doing?
how can you climb through the window at that point?
I love you too, honey.
And like it just to go from where it started with Alan Tudyk to this scene, it's like this. Where the fuck does this fit? Even 5 minutes into it,
You don't even get it. I didn't get it. I still don't get it, ladies and gentlemen. It is Doom Patrol. Dave, what do you got on the itinerary, sir?
I don't have anything.
What do you fucking mean? There's a list in front of you. Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen, I'm dealing with Nick.
No, I was reading about Godzilla versus Kong.
Hey!
And people are bitching about the runtime of the movie because
Why?
it's
What
only
is
an hour and 45 minutes. Like,
Uh,
but I'm like, they've been building this up, so really, do you need?
yes.
I mean,
yes. If you're building towards it, then yes. You are giving me anticipation and then not fulfilling the full obligation.
you don't think they could tell the story in an hour and 45 minutes?
Do you think they could have told Endgame in one movie? Like in 3 hours or less than 3 hours? Endgame.
No.
It's the ending to an already 2 hour and 50-something movie. You're going to give me a part 2 that's 3 hours? I mean, I'm not saying Godzilla should be 3 hours or Godzilla vs. Kong should be 3 hours, but give me 2 hours or so. Like, now in this day and age, that's what a blockbuster at least is. An hour and 45 minutes is like your standard like comedy at most now. I'm not bitching, but I definitely am like not. You've had 2 Godzilla movies, okay? That's what you've been building towards. You've been hyping up Godzilla. You've given me 1 Kong movie in this universe. I'm only going off of that on merit, expecting something good. I want it to be a drawn-out battle because I'm not expecting just King Kong and Godzilla to fight. I'm expecting there to be a third threat that brings these 2 together at the end because there's neither one of them are bad or good, really. I mean, they are good, really. But I don't know. I'm okay with it because I'll go see it. But why would you have, I'm going to question this, why would you have your climax, so to speak, be less time than Godzilla, King of Monsters, which you didn't build towards?
That's true.
I just try to put a little sense to it, only so in my head I'm not pissing on it.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I just think it's funny the way people.
Oh yeah, the way people react.
Yeah, it's like, and to be honest, they might have done that in the previews where people got a runtime just so people would start talking, and they might change it
It's
by
true.
the time it gets released. You know what I mean?
It was supposed to be released in February.
Yeah.
Originally.
They might be doing it just to get people bitching and talking and create something for them.
Well, that's just like Star Wars right now. You know, because Star Wars fans can't just either love it or hate it. And if you love it, then you love it. If you hate certain parts of it, then just walk away from it. Does it affect the rest of the things that you love? No. In the new movies, I liked The Last Jedi. I didn't love it. There were a lot of things in it I didn't like.
Yeah.
I really liked The Force Awakens. And I really liked Rise of Skywalker. Do I give a shit about the Kylo Ren and Rey Palpatine? I'm going to say that because I'm a piece of shit. Rey Palpatine, like, love relationship? No, I didn't give a fuck if they were in love or if they never were. Like, it didn't do anything to the story other than show they had a connection.
Yeah. They had a connection from the beginning.
Right. So now, there's a book. There's a graphic novel that came... I don't know if it's a graphic novel. But a book that came out to coincide with The Last Jedi, right? And it is stating that kiss that they had at the end of Rise of Skywalker, which was a passionate kiss, if I remember it in my head. People are fucking... And I literally mean this because I've been watching a shit ton of YouTube videos of it in the last, like, day or two. Of people losing their shit because the book is saying that the kiss was a sign of gratitude, not passion. So people are like, oh, that's ridiculous, because in the movie they're backing out, and out of the book you're contradicting it. And it's just like, then don't read the book.
Yep.
Don't.
If you're looking for a reason to nitpick something, don't go out of you. No, don't
If
go out of
you
your
only
way to find
want
something.
what you believe to be canon, then believe it.
Yep.
Like,
If she told you the world assumes you're dead.
Bill Murray was in Ghostbusters 3 and he debunked ghosts. That ruins the first two Ghostbusters. Like, get the. I don't know if that's a real thing.
Yeah, or
That
like,
was
you know,
mine, but-
Endgame was the end. Why are we doing Phase 4? What
Right.
the fuck? You know, it should be the end. This Black Widow should have come out before. Who the
She's dead. How is there a movie? Gobble, gobble, gobble. Like, that's just. I don't. Okay, that you have a point. You people have points, but your points have no backbone to them. Just drop it.
It's getting butthurt just to get butthurt. You know what I mean? It really is.
I'm
you know?
offended that dinosaurs are dead. I don't understand why we can copy sheep, but we can't copy dinosaurs. I don't know.
Speaking of that, I heard that a lot of the original members of Jurassic Park are going to be in Jurassic World.
In Jurassic World has a name. Jurassic World Dominion. I don't like it. I think this Jurassic World movie should have been called Fallen Kingdom. Dominion just sounds weird to me.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Dominion. Like, I get it. I don't get it.
A lot of the movies like that, I wish they would just do 1, 2, and 3.
I don't.
Putting
I don't like the 1, 2, and 3.
No.
No. Some movies I do. Like, the comic book movies are perfect for this. I'll give you my thoughts. They did Iron Man, right? Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. Then they did Thor. Thor the Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, now Thor Love and Thunder, Captain America First Avenger, Captain America Winter Soldier, and Captain America Civil War. Guardians Volume 1, Volume 2. That's a clever way of throwing 1 and 2 in there. I like that. I like when they can put a subtext name in there if it affiliates with what is actually the purpose or the principle of the movie, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, ones that I think are clever that did it are Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Well, we're going to reboot it, but we're not going to call it Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, because then, whatever. It's called The Amazing Spider-Man. One that aesthetically works for me because there is comic books called The Amazing Spider-Man.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if it's that version, but you're using that name, which gets away from it being another 1, 2, and 3. Yes, you did The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it was still Amazing Spider-Man. Then you've got Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man Homeward Bound, Home Alone, Home Again, Homesick,
Homeland,
Home
Away From Home,
Home Away From Home, Home Sweet Home, Home. I don't know. It's going to be something stupid like that. It really is. I think those ones are kind of stupid, those names, to be honest with you, because they don't make me... They feel childish.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I get it. They're comic books. It's Spider-Man. Like, it is kind of childish. But the names really just emphasize... Well, they don't, because the stories and movies are good. But it just... I don't know. When you hear First Avenger, or even Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Spider-Man Homecoming, it just sounds silly.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because, and I even called this right from the get-go, the reason it was called Homecoming is because it's Spider-Man's homecoming into the MCU, and because a most pivotal point was happening during the homecoming, and then that was the revelation of the Vulture finding out who Peter Parker was. I called that shit. I'm the man. Soak it in. But I like it when they do names. But again, 1, 2s, and 3s, if it fits, right. I'm not against it.
Right.
But like, I'm glad they didn't do Wolverine 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking of numbers, Coming to America is coming out this year.
Is that what it is? Coming to?
Yep. Yep. But I was watching some stuff. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, Wesley Snipes, Tracy Morgan, That sounds like an
I
awesome.
know. I'm all
cast.
excited for it. I'm
Yeah.
all excited for it.
And I guess like the story is he's got a kid that he didn't know about in America because he had a one-night stand, so he's got to go back to America.
Then it should be called Coming Back to America. Because what are you gonna say when you say, "Yo, I love Coming to America"?
They're gonna go,
Yeah,
oh
which
yeah,
one?
the one from the '80s. Yeah.
Which one?
Yep.
At least Jay and Silent shit stain. I don't mean that harshly. We're gonna get onto it. But that at least it was called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot and not Strikes Back again or I don't know.
The one thing I don't like is the big black woman from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I don't like her.
Is the woman that he had the one night stand with back in the day, and I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like
I don't like her.
That she got cast for it. That I don't like that at all. But
Leslie Jones. I don't know if it's a lady thing or a black thing, but you all racist, homophobic, xenophobic, heterophobic, transphobic motherfuckers. You know, I'm feeling it today. So, yeah.
Would you have you seen the trailer for the Mulan
I've seen
live
the
action?
first trailer for it. I would go see it. I have the cartoon one. I'm upset, you know, piggybacking off the Eddie Murphy thing, that there ain't no Mushu in it.
Yeah.
I am one of those people that is upset that there's no Mushu. Boycott Mulan 2020, no Mushu.
I mean,
No Mushu for you.
you could make it look so realistic with CGI. Like,
And even if they don't want to do it because it's ridiculous because it's talking dragon, then you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yep.
Because it's the same idea. A girl who wants to fight for her family's fucking freedom or whatever the hell it is, her honor. Her father's too old to do it, so she runs away and becomes a man. Not literally. And I hope that's not really a forced thing in there. I hope that they keep that shit out of there. Of her, like any subtle jokes, because she is disguised as a man.
Yeah.
I hope they don't put any like of that bullshit humor in there subtly of like, oh, I don't even know. I can't even think of stupid joke, but you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
like, oh, that's a good-looking man or something like
So-
that. Or,
right,
yeah,
like
or-
they did with, and I'm gonna say it in Solo with the robot.
Yeah.
How she had to make like gay jokes towards Han Solo and in Lando.
Yep.
It's like, all right, it might be gay, but
You don't need to make it obvious.
right, we don't specifically say, oh, look at Han Solo and Leia making out those straight fucks, right? You know what I mean?
Or you don't make a big deal about her kissing fucking Luke either. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
them
their brother and sister.
Incest fucks.
Because why wouldn't Han Solo have made that joke at some point? You know what
Right,
I mean? With the way he is.
Exactly.
Yep.
I bet he did to George Lucas. Like, hey, George, it's kind of fucked up how you knew they were going to be brother and sister and you still had them kiss. You're a fucking outlaw. I don't know.
You might as well just have her make out with Anakin.
Right, like he knew. George Lucas knew writing this. They're brother and sister. Oh, if I could figure out a way that they kissed, and then people find out later on, that would blow their fucking minds. Like,
He's got a little Vince McMahon in him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen anything else about Venom 2? I haven't really seen.
I saw.
anything.
Did we talk about it last time? I saw set footage of it.
Yeah, I saw like Cletus Cassidy with like the Hawaiian shirt and the new haircut and stuff.
There was set footage of him like in that shirt, and the cop being like, "Put your hands up." He didn't do that, but he doesn't do it at all. They just show Cletus Cassidy, Woody Harrelson in the street in that getup, and he just moves his arms like weird, so you know they're gonna add CGI to it and all that good shit. Other than that,
That's one I'm definitely really excited for.
I am super excited for Venom 2. I mean, super excited. I have a Venom 1 poster out in my living room. I'm a big Tom Hardy fan in general because I have a Bane movie poster right there. I have 2 because of you. Mad Max posters and then my Venom 1. So I like me some Tom Hardy. But I am super freaking excited for that movie for so many reasons because I've said it before. It's going to open up the floodgates to the MCU. Whether or not it's a direct continuity, it's going to be part of it.
Yeah. And going into it not knowing a lot, opening it up for speculation is fucking great too.
Yeah, I'm excited this shit. I really am excited for it. I feel like Yeah, I haven't heard anything more about it. I have. I'm gonna get into it. The Batman. They just revealed today the Batmobile.
Ooh.
It looks like a Dodge Charger had sexual relations with a Ferrari, and it became a Dodge Rari. I don't know. I couldn't think of it. It looks sweet. It looks like a muscle car mixed with a fucking import car, wherever the fuck it is. Like the Fast and Furious had. I don't want to use a sex joke again because I just did. So we're not gonna do that. It looks sweet. It does look badass. I think it looks really sweet. I don't know if it's because this Batman movie they revealed that he's only been Batman for 2 years. So I don't know if this is gonna be prototype Mark 1 Batmobile,
Right.
and then he upgrades to a high tech fucking Batmobile. But it looks sweet. I think it looks really sweet. It's very grounded. Unlike 100%, unlike what's his name, the Tumbler.
Yeah.
There ain't no goddamn way. I mean, yeah, there probably actually is, but you're gonna get found out driving that fucking thing around, smashing into. I don't care if you're Batman or not. You're gonna get found out.
Yeah.
This literally looks like the Punisher's car from, I think it was a Chevelle, in the 2004 Punisher. It looks just like that, but Batman.
Yeah.
And I think it looks cool as shit. I really do.
So it's practical, not just really
Yeah,
tactical.
it's not
Yeah.
just for theatricalities. It's legit. Like, oh man, it looks like he is going to be ramming into shit with this. Yeah, her face looks gross. She is the Elasta woman. She can control this over time, but this is her origins of getting this weird mutation. Like Alan Tudyk he's commentating, or not commentating, he's narrating it, right? But he's not just narrating it. This is his character that you saw in the beginning, narrating it to you, fourth wall breaking. So as he's talking, I don't know what he's doing, but his character is out there doing something as he's talking because he is the villain.
That's cool.
It is really cool fucking shit.
I might actually grab this.
It's so
tomorrow when I
good.
go to work.
It's so good, and this is another reason Brendan Fraser is my favorite character, is because he had a daughter in his previous life. Like now, when you saw him as the NASCAR driver, that was in '55, or no, it wasn't in '55. It was 65, maybe 65, 75, 65, and then right here, right now, is 1995. So it's been 30 years since he's seen his daughter, or something along those lines. Because he's a robot.
Right.
All that's inside of that is just a brain. And to me emotionally, it gets me because I put myself in that situation of like, oh my god, what would I do? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. It's emotionally good, and it's probably the funniest fucking show I've seen in a long goddamn time. It is very good, very very good. And it is honestly cool to see him in shit.
Yeah.
Because if you did, I mean, you and I obviously grew up watching him, but late '90s, early 2000s, he was everywhere. Dude, the Mummy movies, George of the Jungle, Dudley Do-Right, Dudley Do-Right or Dudley Do-Little?
Dudley Do-Right. Yep.
Okay. Did I say George of the Jungle?
Yep.
Yep.
He did the cameo of in the army now.
Yup.
He did all kinds of shit.
He even did a cameo in G.I. Joe, the first G.I. Joe movie.
He did the Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes back in action.
Yep.
Journey to the Center of the Earth, the first one.
Before The Rock fucking took over.
But that was because that was when he
Yeah.
started going downhill. But I mean, he was just Airheads.
Airheads,
How the
yeah.
fuck did
Oh,
we
yeah,
not?
Airheads.
We are obviously airheads. Like, how the fuck did we not think of that one? So it is. It's honestly cool to see him back doing something.
And it's interesting how some of these guys fade and then they come back for a resurgence. It's interesting to see that kind of shit. It really is.
I like it. I think it's really cool because it gives me personally people that I grew up watching that I loved and I've missed for so long. Like, you know, Robert Downey Jr., he was pretty big in the 90s, like late 90s. He was getting pretty big. I mean, he was even big in the 2000s. And fell off because of the alcoholism and all that shit.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for Iron Man, that guy wouldn't be shit.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
Because he'd be doing movies like Doolittle. He needs to do more, not do that. Brendan Fraser, like, I'm not saying this is his ticket to a Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it's a great way. Get into, I'm not saying comic books either, but I'm going to say it like this. Get into something that there is a fan base behind, put your all into it, and just go with it.
Yeah.
Because he is literally the best. I literally think he is the best part of this entire show.
And I like, because, like, there's so many actors that are just, they're in everything now.
Yeah.
And to see somebody that was in a lot of things and can come back and at a high level.
At a very high level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna even say that. This show is very notches full volume for someone that hasn't been doing it.
Yep.
Like, so, we'll go back to it. Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
It is going to not only be one epic to see him come back, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it's presented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very, very interested in that.
Especially since he hasn't done anything. Like, he hasn't done...
He's done voiceovers. He's done a few voiceovers. I can't name them, but from a YouTuber I was watching, they credited that he did a couple voiceovers for something.
I mean, appearances, and, you know, anything. He's been a recluse, you know, so...
Yep, exactly. And I'm very, very excited to see that. There was something else movie-wise I was thinking of. I know we were just talking about Batman. I don't think there was anything new with that.
I was looking a little bit into the Eternals and watching some videos about how they're tied in with the Celestials and Thanos and all that stuff. That actually looks like a pretty interesting movie.
Very interested in it only because I only know a little bit through the comics, not the Eternals, but what's been interweaving through what I've read.
Yep.
And I'm interested to know because apparently they've been on Earth for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I always have a problem when they say and do things like that before I see it, when I already know what's come before it. If you guys are protectors of the Earth and the planet and the worlds and the galaxies, then why unless Thanos had to do it, he had to do what he did, I don't see why you would just sit back and not even not the Thanos shit, but Ultron.
Yeah.
But, I need that explanation, but I'm already on the offense of it because it's like, how do you tell me they've been here on this Earth for 100 years and look at all the shit that's literally happened in the last decade?
Yeah. Or the fucking the Nazis and shit. Where were they during that? You know, Hydra was coming up and all that stuff. And, yeah.
So it's very interesting to me how they interweave that shit. I have 100% faith, but I'm very curious to see it. I don't know if it's it's definitely, it's probably, no, it's not. Birds of Prey would be my least interested, the movie I'm interested in the least for this year. Right after that would probably be Wonder Woman 84.
Right. Yeah.
Only because I hated the first one. If the second one is good, I'll come right on and I'll record how much I loved it. If it's good. Kristen Wiig's in it. I don't think she's a good choice for a cheetah, but maybe. I think she's sexy as fuck in this movie, though. But it's still not my top of my list.
Right.
Probably then the Eternals. Only because I don't really know much about them, so it's not like I got to see it. What else do we got coming out this year for comic book movies?
I don't know.
There's
Bloodshot with Vin
Ah.
Diesel.
I don't give a fuck about Vin Diesel.
I don't know of any other ones though.
Well, there's Morbius. That's right at the
Morbius,
top
yeah,
of my
we've
list.
yeah.
Venom is at the top of my list. Black Widow's, it's somewhere at the top, but not tippy.
And that's close. So that's what, April, I think.
New Mutants is probably right up at the top.
And I saw the trailer for that, so
I've been waiting 2 goddamn years for this movie. When I saw this first trailer back in 2017, so 3 years actually, but it's the end of 2017, so whatever. But for fucking 2 years, they said it was supposed to come out in like April of 2018, and it didn't. It got put on the shelf for delays and reshoots, and then fucking Fox got bought by Marvel. So then it was like, that's not coming out. Maybe on DVD or like a streaming service. They announced it's coming to theaters.
Yep. You've already got the money invested. You didn't pay for the movie. I mean, you might as well release it. You know?
But you know what's interesting to me is I can't imagine they were like, you know what? Yeah, like you just said, we got the money. You know, we don't have the money into it. We bought the company. This really was just an extra.
Yeah.
For example,
why?
here comes Sylvia.
When you already have your own established Marvel universe out there, and you know the smart people know that that's a Fox movie, right? Or yeah, previously before the buyout. So why would you put that out there for confusion unless follow me, true believers, to a place of fantasy?
I love your theories. I do.
What if this movie connects to the MCU? This is our first mutants in the MCU. So many people are not saying that. There's so many people saying that in the Doctor Strange movie. I'm one of them. But this movie comes out very soon. Very, 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 very soon. Like within weeks soon, I think. And I can't imagine Marvel Disney saying, let's put this out there just because we can. In theaters of all places. Why not put it on your streaming service?
Yeah.
You're putting live action remake Disney movies on your streaming service. You know, like why not market them and try to make money off of them? Put them in theaters. Live action Lilo and Stitch, come into the streaming service. Live action Lady and the Tramp, well, that's our first streaming thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's money behind everything.
Yep. And for a company that loves fucking money, loves it. I'm surprised they're not minting their own at this point.
I don't know, it might not connect. But there doesn't seem like any. Why bother?
Yeah.
Why bother unless there is a. I don't know if word with benefit, but if there's not something, I don't know.
Yeah.
A payout.
Or just, something to just put out there just because, you can, or,
Just weird. I think that I don't know how it could connect because I just don't. I really don't.
Hammerhead told me he meant.
But then again, I mean, the X-Men, if they haven't been around already,
Hammerhead doesn't kiss and tell.
they have to be from a different universe or a different multiverse, a different planet, a different wherever. Because you're not going to just keep saying these Fantastic Four have been around, here they are. Well, where have they been? No, don't worry about it. X-Men, they've been around, here they are. Well, where have they been? Don't worry about it.
But don't peek behind the curtain.
The Eternals, here they are. There they were. Where have all these people been? Don't fucking kill him! You know what I mean? Like, you can't, you're not going to be able to just get away with that forever.
Yeah.
You're not.
You had to have planted seeds somewhere.
And again, my theory with the Fantastic Four is they've been locked away in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Which, for them, it's been
Robot Madman Jane.
15 minutes, but in reality, it's been 40, 50 years. That'd be fucking... Yeah. And then, if you did that, you're reformulating your Captain America concept, and people are interested in someone out of time. Someone that's not meant for this time, but they're here. Now you got the Fantastic Four. How's Johnny Storm's character going to be in 2020, or actually be like 2026, whatever their year is? Is he going to be offensive? Is he going to be a sexual harassment character?
Yeah.
Because he is a playboy, sexy, hey, I'm a ladies' man. Is Ben Grimm going to be considered racist or because not so much because he does say racist things, but because of the slurs that kind of character uses, you know, like I can't really think of anything, but deemed offensive. I guess I'll just say that. Sue Storms, she could be labeled a Mary Sue, essentially, that, you know, the worst could happen to her, but she's the woman that'll persevere. I don't know, there's so many different things you could do with that set of characters that I would really love to see.
Do you think it's good that they haven't really thrown the Fantastic Four out quickly? Even
that's
though
the one I
know
want
that,
the most.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. People want it so badly. Do you think it's good that they're holding it back some?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. This isn't mine.
It's not yours?
And it's, what am I doing? Ladies and gentlemen, the hard camera's in the middle of the room. Just protected. Can you see it? This is, the Mole Man. A Funko. I bought this for, well, I'm not going to say your name. Because if you listen, you'll know it's for you. Right?
Yeah.
You'll see this, and you'll be like, oh, I wish that was mine, and it might be yours, but you'll never know because I won't say it until I give this to you. But, I wanted this, but these are all new. And why do I think they're new and they're coming out? The same reason I told you why I think there's a new set of Fantastic Four Legend figures. Because, ring-a-ding-ding, it's going to be time. They're going to be starting casting and all that good shit, and you're not going to be able to keep a secret no more. You can keep it for secret for so long of when you're going to do it, but once it starts getting done, things are going to be getting
people
put out
start
on the table.
finding out more information and start leaking shit. And
Yep. And what do I want from my Fantastic Four movie? I don't know. I don't know at this point if I want... They're going to do an Origins of sorts. But I want it just thrown right in, just get right to it.
Yeah.
Get right the fuck to it. You know, like, do I want Dr. Doom as the main villain? Sure. But do I want him as the, like, I want him as the big bad. I don't want him as the main antagonist.
Right.
I want Dr. Doom having some, I hate the Fantastic Four, I need something from them, but I can't do it myself because throw in why. I'm stuck in this dimension still, but I have the ability to communicate with somebody.
Right. Pulling the strings.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Give me the Mole Man. That would be pretty sweet. On the back, they have the Super Scroll. That would be pretty badass because you now have scrolls in Captain Marvel. So you could definitely get away with it. And they have Galactus on the back. I think Galactus and Dr. Doom are going... It's going to be a battle of who is the big bad. Because I guarantee it's going to be one of those two that Marvel picks.
And they haven't done Galactus, so...
No, they haven't. I mean, they did him in the Fantastic Four movie. The second one.
Yeah.
But he was a big purple cloud. So, you know.
Who wants that?
I digress. But, yeah, I don't know what the fuck the story could be. Just, I don't know. But don't take your time telling it, is all I'm saying.
The same with X-Men. They're kind of waiting on that, too. So
I think they have a really genius idea with the X-Men, and I truly believe that's going to come into Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I think they are going to give you a little bit of that. It's not going to be... Well, here they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because there's rumors right now that Henry Cavill, Superman, is rumored to play
You said it was your daughter's birthday.
Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2. I don't understand. Give me Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
Anybody other than Henry Cavill?
Well, no, I'm alright with him. But to me, if I've already seen the 6-foot jacked up Wolverine,
Yeah.
you know, what are you going to show me other than like, oh, he's younger now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a beefcake. Give him a beefcake role. Have him be a big, I don't know.
I remember when there was talk of the dude Jon Snow from Game of Thrones being Wolverine at one point.
I could have seen that because he's built like him.
Yeah.
And he's
got the
intense.
face and yeah.
But Jon Snow, you're a bastard, Jon Snow.
He's going to be in the Eternals.
The Eternals as...
Is it the Black Knight?
tough time in our lives. We don't.
The good version, not the villain version, because the very first incarnation, I can't even remember their names right now. The first incarnation of the Black Knight is a villain. He is the uncle of the version of the Black Knight that we are going to get. So we're getting the good guy version, which I'm excited about. And I think it's a little bit funny because he was in Game of Thrones, as you said. And there was a villain in Game of Thrones named Cersei. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. And they were essentially enemies, even though they never really crossed paths. But in the Eternals, that he is going to be in, there is a love interest of his that is going to be named Cersei.
Oh,
Yeah.
You forgot to buy
it all ties together.
It is kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would like. I don't know if I'd like it, but I could see
And now I'm totally stressed.
the kid. Eggsy, what the fuck was his name? In the Kingsman. The kid, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
He played
So fuck off.
Elton John in the new Rocket Man movie. Him, that man. I don't know what his fucking name is. But I could see him being Wolverine because there was rumors that he was gonna get it, and he put on Instagram, Twitter, social media, my book, Insta tweets, I don't know, and he put on there a picture of him, all pissed off with like paintbrushes between his fingers as Wolverine. I'm like, oh, I can see it, because I want a little guy. I want a little guy to be that. It's just because that's what it is. Wolverine is like fucking 5'6",
Right.
and just a ball of fury. Like that's exactly what he is. He's a ball of fury.
Just wiry and.
Now, again, take my hand and I'll bring you to a land where shit don't make sense. So
Sounds like this podcast where shit
hey,
don't make sense.
shit don't make sense. Hashtag shit don't make sense.
Especially when Nick is on.
Let me do my best version of him.
That African picture. Forbidden Congo. Forbidden.
Nick, what do you got to say?
Oh, I heard she fell ill. They replaced her mid-picture.
I've got a box of movies here.
And there was that whole point.
Actually, it was his birthday, what, like a week ago?
Your father said you were
No. Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy
We'll give you a
birthday,
shout
Nick.
out, brother. What were we talking about?
We were talking
Oh, follow me to my place in my head where shit is fucked up. Different jingle from the first time. But I remember reading a while ago that Marvel has the rights to the Hulk movies again. Because if you didn't know, most people wonder why they never did another Hulk movie, right? It's like, oh, they got one of them, the Edward Norton one. Why didn't they do a sequel? Well, because Marvel don't own the rights to the
according to
movie company. It's Universal Studios or whatever the fuck it is, Universal,
multiple sources.
that owns the distribution rights and shit like that to the Hulk movie.
Shitty driving.
If Marvel could make one, they could absolutely make it, but if it ever got sold out on DVD or anything like that, got put out, Universal gets half of that. I don't know. Again, it could be rumors and it could be naysay, but I remember reading that Marvel got the rights back to it. So, I would like it because Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is going to be in the She-Hulk show, which only makes sense because it's his goddamn cousin. Blood transfusion, you can't do it without. So, with him being in that means his arc is not over. She is going to jump over into the Avenger movies at some point. I could see the introduction of Wolverine as it was in the comics, where he gets introduced in the Incredible Hulk issue. Do a movie where the Hulk, I don't know, he's on the run. Because in She-Hulk, I'm gonna just spitball it, and if I spoil anything, folks, for the future, I'm so fucking awesome. She-Hulk, you're gonna have Brant get a blood transfusion with Bruce Banner. Some way, somehow, General Ross, he's going to be in this show, gets a hold of him or her, gets the DNA, gets that blood, injects himself with it, to become the Red Hulk.
No.
Okay? So, by the end of the show, Banner realizes, yes, being the Hulk is, at this point, it's a gift because I've used it for the greater good. But what I've always feared has finally happened.
That it's spreading and it's getting used for.
So now, I need to go out on the run again. I need to get back to what the Hulk was opposed to the Smart Hulk because I know a lot of people didn't like that. And I did not care for that version of the Hulk. So, being said, that's the end of my theory on that She-Hulk thing. But, piggybacking off of that, giving me a new Hulk movie, show it just like you used to in the Bill Bixby movie or TV shows, where he's just, it's episodic. There's no main objective of this movie. He's just, it's like the Wolverine movie. He's just out on his own. He's living out in the woods or whatever, and the trouble comes to him. In that sense, there's the Wendigo, which was in the original Hulk versus Wolverine first appearance of Hulk, where Hulk comes across this big monster Sasquatch thing called the Wendigo, right? All right, that's cool. You're introducing something new, something cool. And then Wolverine as well. You stumble across this guy that has amnesia, was just tested on. He's a feral fucking animal. He has not come in contact with the X-Men yet. And doing that fight with Hulk being the same thing, a feral beast, but controlled, they find an inner connection over the course of this movie. And the Wendigo is essentially the main villain. It's a monster that just needs to be put down. And bada boom, bada bang! Who do you have bring a Wolverine into the mix? The Hulk. Right? You're going to give people an awesome Hulk story movie that's accurate. You can do it legally. And then there's your introduction to Wolverine without being like, automatically he's with the X-Men.
Yeah.
No, it's like, we're going to do what the original X-Men movie did, where he was a loner and we introduced him. Now you're doing it comic book accurate, opposed to it's years later and he's just a drunk, essentially, bar fighting with his parlor tricks.
Yep.
He is literally right out of the gate. Give me that. Give me that all day.
Yeah.
And shit, maybe not even have it be Wendigo. I'm saying the Red Hulk is straight up going to be in She-Hulk. Have it be the Red Hulk. Have Banner hunting him down. And then Wolverine Weapon X was part of some bullshit thing that General Ross was already doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
and having the canon of all this history of the comic books, there's so much to play off of, so many directions you can go. The possibilities are fucking endless.
And that's why it blows my mind. We'll kind of redirect off theories, but it blows my mind why you have all this beautiful art, story, decades of this glorious shit, and then and I'm not saying it in recent times, but in most occasions with comic book movies or even with movies that have source material, they just butcher it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not an insider, but I put a lot of that, I believe it's this way, on the studios needing to put their hands in it and saying, well, this, I don't want to say my agenda theory, but this is what's going on in the world today. We have to throw this in there, whether it's appeasing something or politically propaganding it. We have to throw this in there because it's current, opposed to being like,
it wasn't that bad.
How the Joker movie, right? The Joker movie came out at a perfect time.
Yeah.
The Joker movie was not told, put this in it because this is what's relevant. That movie was exactly what we're talking about. Captain America's Winter Soldier. That movie came out when, even still to this moment, in the generation now of, you can't really trust your government. You can't trust your neighbor. You know, who can you trust? That movie came out at a perfect time when politics.
But it wasn't made that way to be.
It wasn't made that way. And that's why I said with the fucking, what the hell was it just a little while ago, where I said if they throw any of the gay jokes in there.
Oh,
the fuck were we talking about?
Town is not my main concern, so the town gets screwed.
Gay jokes.
Done
Oh, Fantastic Four. Because you were talking about like Ben Grimm and all
No,
that
no, no,
stuff.
no, no. Where I said,
Oh,
I said,
your trip is for little more than your own amusement.
they better not subtly throw that shit
Oh.
in there.
oh shit.
And then I used the comparison of
Yeah.
the robot from, fuck, I don't
I was
remember.
trying to protect you.
I don't remember what it was
Yeah.
either. But that's what I'm talking about. When you
Protect you now.
Star Wars, right?
Do you honestly think she
There's
was-
never been,
Did I get a chance to
I say it like
She
this,
lost her mother.
political agenda. Yes, there has been storyline wise, like it's always basically been about politics and shit. But it's never been about our
For nothing.
view on politics.
I assure
And
you there are many monsters in
when
this
they did that in Solo,
world. None of
when they had the female droid liberating other droids, I'm like, this is like subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
It's not needed. You've never done this in a Star Wars movie. I'm okay with the robot liberating
them. I know
things,
what I'm asking you.
freeing other droids, but
Place you've ever known. To
that's a
step into
free-thinking
world that
droid. You are deliberately creating a free-thinking droid with its own thought-out process that is going to go against
If we die
what it's programmed to do. Okay? C-3PO, what they have to do in Rise of Skywalker?
They had to wipe his fucking
They
brain.
had to wipe his slate clean, right?
Yep.
Because he could not go against his protocol. Now people are going to say, well, R2-D2, he had his fucking, the thing removed from him, right?
Yep.
K2S, whatever he is. Yes, he was rebellious, but he still followed Cassian's orders, right? Even though he didn't agree with him, well, we should leave her here and let her die. No, that's, we're not going to do that. This robot literally was an agenda piece.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
From, like I said, the gay jokes about Han Solo and Lando, as
Yeah.
subtle as they were, it's like we don't, why? Because why? Because someone said this has to be in there. And that's when it blows my mind and bothers the shit out of
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was something. I had another example of it, but whatever. How long have we been doing this?
An hour.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good time, actually.
Yeah.
We're talking about quite
Just for bullshit.
a few bullshitteries.
I kind of want to see the Pixar movie Onward with Chris Pratt.
I would like to
and
see that.
Tom Holland.
I would see that. I definitely would see that.
It looks a little bit different than what they
Mhm.
they've been doing, so it's nice to see them do
Yo,
something.
Unicorns eating trash. Show me that shit all day because I think unicorns need to go down a peg. I think they've been labeled too cute, too friendly, too bullshit for too long. And anything that can show children that unicorns are just dirty ass trash horses. Bring it on. And it's a Disney movie promoting it, so
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. I'm not actually like that. I'm okay with unicorns being cute, sparkly and shit.
Larry's a yes.
One that I'm definitely interested in is Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
With it being that long and him going back to that character, I think that's really interesting to see. where
They've
go with
already
that.
they've already got a third one in the works.
Yeah, and they didn't really reveal any story in the trailer.
Top
Yeah.
Gun. Where's Goose? Where's Goose?
Where's Goose? Where the fuck
Goose?
is
Where are you?
Goose?
One movie said I think Tom Cruise is a great actor.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I think some of his movies are shit. But that doesn't discredit that I think he's a great actor. I would really like them to do another Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
I would really. I'm not a big, huge NASCAR guy, but I just thought that movie was really cool when I was a kid.
I think one of the best things he ever did was his character in Tropic Thunder.
Less gross.
That was fucking amazing to see him in that.
There was
comedic kind of
rumors
role.
that they were going to do a movie
Yeah.
with him as that character, which I don't know if it would have held up an entire movie.
Yeah.
That felt like it should have been all over SNL.
Yeah.
Like that seemed like a Saturday Night Live fucking skit come to life. I truly love that. I like all the Mission Impossible movies. I bought the newest one with our dude Henry Cavill in it.
Yeah.
But I have not seen it yet because I thought I had the fourth one, but I do not. Or no,
And there they go.
fifth one.
Four lovable losers banding together to become
'Cause there's Mission
superheroes
Impossible 1 through 3.
No one saw coming.
Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol,
There's a way out of this.
Mission Impossible,
Fine.
the one where he's on the fucking side of an airplane.
Totally fine.
Isn't it Rogue or something?
Rogue Nation,
Rogue Nation.
and then Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
That's I didn't see. See, there's Tudyk right there. This is what he looks like as a villain.
Paraguay. Morden. Sure, but not. I mean, I haven't
Holy
been
shit.
to Morden since. No, help me.
That's fucking cool.
This shit, like this donkey, right? Why is there a donkey?
Right. It made no sense. It was just, yeah.
Now watch. It just still makes no sense.
Okay.
Yes, it's farting. But the mind is the limit.
Okay.
I've been admiring your friends, Niles, those freaks of yours for quite some time.
It's an interesting
Yeah,
show,
that's-
man. I'm not even. It's.
No.
We were talking about Tom Cruise. I liked him in the Jack Reacher movies, too.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the second one. I liked the first one quite a bit. And I thought when I watched it, I thought, Jesus Christ, he's Batman.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
shit he
they're-
does.
Yep.
It's like, man, maybe not Batman, or he's Bruce Wayne at least. Like he's kicking ass. Like, just he was awesome. I thought he was
And the
great.
sad part is there's people that have those fucking skills, you know,
I'm one of them.
that could fuck you up on a moment's notice and not really leave a trace if he doesn't want to. You know what I mean?
Exactly, John Wick style.
Yeah.
I did this at work today, and it was pretty epic. Cause I'm epic. I do a lot of fucking fun things at work. So it was pretty nice out. My boss wanted us to go outside and kind of clean up our yard area around the dumpsters and just whatever. So we were all heading out, and we were opening the bay doors, and me being me,
You being you, yeah. I
with
can-
such flair and pizzazz. My buddy Dan was on the outside of the door. So here's the outside, and there's a loading bay that he was. He's standing on the bottom of the loading bay, and then it comes up, I don't know, probably like 5-6 feet. So all I see is just his head. There's a dumpster next to him, and the door's raising up here. Everybody's right behind me, and I literally, like John Wick, I dropped, rolled all around, and then just stood up in like a really badass stance, and held the shovel while I did the
And
whole thing.
everybody thought you were fucking crazy.
No, they all thought it was cool. And one of the guys actually said, he goes, "That was the best John Wick I've ever seen." Right? Like, I've been given some great compliments in my life. I've been called John Wick, which, hey, why not? I've been called Tom Petty, which, but the greatest compliment, dickhead. Because that means, well, I'm not going to say what that means. I don't know what the fuck that means. But, yeah, it was kind of epic. Honestly, it was. It was pretty sweet. Last week, though, I ended up taking a chisel, putty knife, and slamming it right into the skin here, pushing the skin all the way down, and then literally there was a flap of skin that folded right over. It came out that far, and it was pretty nasty. So today I was peeling, just pulling the skin off because it's not going to heal, and I don't know what to do, and I don't want to go to the doctors. So it's all gross. I did that at work. Sometimes I have fun, sometimes I get fucked up, but it's all fun.
It's always interesting with you no matter what. So.
Yeah, it's true. That's really true. Like today, Dan, he's a good guy. He's laying on his stomach working on something, and he's talking shit to me. I don't know what he was saying. So I had to throw, and when I mean throw, I mean it. I threw my tools on the ground in an aggressive manner, jumped up on the table like Brock Lesnar does to a wrestling ring. You know what I'm talking about. Both feet at the same time, jumped up on the table, and then ran up to him and dropped on my stomach, got right in his face. I said, "What the fuck did you say to me, bitch?" And I still don't remember what he said because I was in such a mood. But I do. I try to have a lot of fun at work because it's kind of a fucking pretty ridiculous place. You get kind of tense and upsetting, so I try to be that guy, even if it's the reaction of what the fuck,
Just to break up the monotony and yeah.
Well, like I told you, we're in an XFL pool league at my job, and this past week, winner, chicken dinner, I won it. It was a cool $100, which was sweet. So I got that on Monday, and then that following Tuesday, yesterday, I bought everybody pizzas for lunch.
Nice.
So, which was a great deal because, not that they're going to listen, but I'll give them a plug. Schuylerville Pizza and Pasta every Tuesday. A small cheese and a medium cheese are only half off. It was $5.50 for a cheese pizza, 8 cut, and it is delicious. And today on Wednesdays at Schuylerville Pizza and Pasta, you can get a spaghetti dinner, which includes a bunch of goddamn noodles, red sauce, and 3 meatballs for $4.99. It's not a bad deal, no, honestly.
It's good to get. It's easy to get people in on off days.
Oh hell yeah!
Like that, yeah. Yep.
They're already saying because some of the guys I work with didn't know that that pizza deal was a thing, and they go every fucking Tuesday. Every Tuesday we're ordering pizza for $5.50.
Yeah.
I bought 9 out of 10 people. I bought 4 pizzas at 8 slices a piece, and it was all gone within 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Great deal. I said, look at talking cockroach, and it's voiced by Booger. You got farting donkeys.
You got a cockroach in the second episode.
Talking people and Alan Tudyk. What more do you need in a show? Oh, got sucked into a hole.
I'm definitely buying this.
It's a good dude. You will not regret it. It's so good.
Welcome back to the shit show, everyone.
Welcome back to the shit show. Fucking great. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was just opening my big fat hole.
Now, there's one movie I wanted to mention that I know you have no interest in whatsoever.
Oh, woo! What is it? Fast 9?
Yes, that's.
I knew it! I knew it! I could feel it in the air. I knew you were gonna say that.
The only I have really no interest in it. But yeah, that's the one I want to see. I want to see
What?
Cena as a bad guy. I want to see how he does. I think it's going to be horrible, but I just want to see it.
Ruthless. Gosh.
I just think he's going to be so stiff and so awkward.
Are we
as a
talking about his
villain.
wrestling or his acting? Because if you need to see either one, tune into WrestleMania 37.
Oh Jesus!
Can we talk about that? Can we talk a little
we
wrestling?
sure can.
All right.
It's your fucking show.
Well, I mean, we're not the wrestling ring.
But it's the Comic Wrestling Podcast, so
True.
it's on the fucking logo.
It's,
Goddamn.
where is that logo, matter of fact? This is our logo, and you should be checking it out every fucking chance
It's
you
right there
get.
too. You've been holding the fucking thing all the whole goddamn show.
So yeah, we'll talk a little WW. That was French. That was French. WW. What do we get into first? Okay, yeah. How do you build up your newest fucking big deal and then bring in William Goldberg for a fucking another squash match?
Yep.
Oh, wait, what?
To feed him to fucking Roman Reigns.
And no, you will not get a build-up feud into WrestleMania with the Fiend and William, because like you said, Roman is somehow shoehorned into that goddamn position.
After
And then-
feuding with Baron Corbin
And then but what do you get with Wyatt? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
who hasn't been on TV for 6 months.
Let me do a promo about how I'm not going to be involved in WrestleMania, even though I'm lying to all you fucking fans right now. And then I'll walk up the stage. And then what'll happen? That's his final salute, folks.
Jane can take care of herself. Believe me. And Chief will know what to do about the town when he gets back.
Like, that's all that happened, basically. And I watched it.
Yep.
I
watched it
watched
too.
that for what?
Ignore that part.
Yep. And then a lot of people are saying, oh, well, if you look at the jackhammer that he gave Bray Wyatt, it wasn't good because Wyatt sandbagged him. I'm like, I'd fucking sandbag him too. I wouldn't give that guy a fucking inch in that match. knowing how strong my character is, and they're making so much money off of merchandise. Then you bring this motherfucker in just for the Saudi Arabia money and to build up to WrestleMania.
You know what would be sweet? Follow me, WWE, to a place that might make sense to me and him, but not you. You bring in, because we don't want Roman Reigns to be the champ in that light, right? For
and
whatever
that's
reason.
where it's going.
That's where it's going. We don't want Goldberg to be champ at all, let alone getting him over the most over thing you've ever had that's over, right? Now it's over. So, what you do is, well, we want John Cena to come back. We want him to have a WrestleMania match. Okay. So what you do, you have John Cena come in, challenge Bray Wyatt for the championship. But wait! Wouldn't that piss off the smart fans? Yes, that's the point. Because you show John Cena doing what he does best over the few weeks, trying to get in the head of his opponent, and it's just not working. Why? Because there are two heads to Bray Wyatt, and you just can't get through. So, you build it up. You build it up, the frustration that Cena's having towards this Bray Wyatt character. Why can't I, Super Cena, Mr. PG, make a wish? Why can't I get over this monster? Now you're showing an edgier John Cena. Now he's going to be, the claws are out. He's going to be tooth and nail, trying determination to get his 17th win that the fans don't want to see. So you're basically going against what I would like to see, but then the payout. Just have Cena lose. Give me a 20-minute match where I'm constantly pissed off, right? And then just pull the rug out from the C Nation and let Wyatt win. And that's it. Cena does not need to go out on a high note.
No.
Did JBL go out on a high note? No, he didn't.
He's getting in the Hall of Fame this year, though. But I'm sorry, but even he can't redeem this fucking class this year.
But I think that would be a cool Cena storyline.
And Cena's already had history with Bray Wyatt and couldn't figure him out in the past either. So,
exactly, and now you could make him think he knows him, and then there's an avenue, and then let's jump back over in the other lane on the road to WrestleMania with with Roman Reigns and Goldberg. Why can't that just be what that is, and be the new age version of Goldberg?
Yeah, the guy
against Goldberg, exactly. Yep. Why does that have to be the one where the title's on the line?
That's why I've never understood why they believe that the title has to be involved.
Especially when your own company makes the title mean nothing.
Yeah. But like they had that huge, storyline with Jericho and HBK, and they stripped Punk of the World Heavyweight title just to make it a ladder match.
Yep.
CM Punk had that long title reign, and they gave it to The Rock just so he could lose it to Cena. It makes no sense why are you not even building up your titles and then just make them mean nothing? I think Fox has way too much fucking control of that product.
Yeah?
I think they have their hands way too far into that.
And
I think the Saudi money is influencing it way too much too.
That legit though feels like a WWE move because it's the Rock scenario all over again.
I mean, they do have that agenda, but I think there's other hands in this company now because there's so much money taking place.
That's just crazy.
I really think that. I mean, Vince has the final say, but I think he's letting way too much influence.
You know what the fans like? Because I don't.
I'm just glad they haven't bastardized the NXT product. I'm glad that's
still. That's him scheming right now. He just heard that thought, and like anything you put into a computer browser, it's now he knows.
Like his ears are ringing. He heard
Johnny! Get the board together, because I'm about to fuck them all. Like that's him to me. I don't know.
Yep. Like I took it off my DVR. Like I don't even have WWE coming up anymore. Like I just don't care.
Well, there's more. There's more. What else is going on at WrestleMania?
haven't even really. I mean, Undertaker and AJ Styles.
Ooh, yes. Nobody asked for that one. Mm-hmm.
I
Why isn't that for the title?
Yeah.
Just why not? Right at this point, why not?
It just. I want him to retire. I really do.
AJ Styles, you think so?
He after that match with Gold. Actually, to be honest, after the tag match with Shawn Michaels and Triple
Where they
H,
all died.
it was just go away. He's do your huge. Be inducted into the Hall of Fame by yourself because that's the way it should be, in my opinion. That Hall of Fame induction where he should be the only one inducted that year.
Oh, they should definitely induct Kelly that year too.
Because you can have a bunch of people do speeches about him, and you know
Right.
what I mean. Like he should be the only one that year, but he should have retired long ago.
I
And I
agree.
hate saying that. It just AJ Styles is gonna bump for him like crazy, and
Right.
it just. I mean, if AJ Styles gets the win at this point, what does it fucking mean? You know, it's not ending the streak
I
anymore.
don't want to think of it like that because I am still very don't understanding and upset of why Roman Reigns won.
Yeah.
And if my guy that writes the paychecks fucking signs the names to the contracts, if my guy couldn't beat him in 3 fucking tries, then nobody other than Brock Lesnar should have ever beaten that man. Ever!
Especially after Lesnar beat him. Like, Undertaker should be resurgent and should not.
Because if
lose
you're going to
again.
go that route, after Lesnar beat him, everybody else should have.
Yeah.
Not logically, like I wouldn't have wanted to see that. But theory-wise, he's just to me, that would have been the perfect time to retire. Because when you're a huge name, to me, you do not need to go out on top.
Yeah.
You're going out on your name, what you've done, your legacy.
And to me, it's tarnished it. It's totally tarnished his legacy, and that's so sad.
Right.
You know?
Because if this is the God honest truth and this is the gospel, if they didn't want to make Steiner World Heavyweight Champion because he slipped up on the ropes or some stupid shit,
Yeah.
then, and I'm not saying, Undertaker and Steiner are in the same...
Right.
But I don't know where the line is. Well, let's fire Ultimo Dragon because he tripped on his cape during WrestleMania 20's entrance or whatever the fuck it was. Like, what? Like, not saying Undertaker needs to get fired, but you guys need to know when to protect him, too.
And like, I don't understand the fascination with Goldberg right now. They didn't do shit with him in 2003 and 2004. I mean, he won the title, but...
Let's have him squash Owens when he comes back.
Just to give him the fucking title. It just... They've never cared about WCW guys. Why all of a sudden do they give a shit about Goldberg?
Because, my honest opinion, Vince McMahon has burned all the bridges with everybody that he could ever come in contact with. He has rebuilt some of those bridges over time, but most of the people that he's done that with, he has milked them. Like, everybody's getting older. Who are you going to start relying on? Your Attitude Era legends that you fucking, ostracize? Right, exactly.
Totally dismissed, yeah.
You gotta fall back on the guys that are still reliable. I don't know if they can work, but that are just company men.
But my thing is,
unfortunately,
you see that Undertaker Goldberg match.
Yep.
How do you say,
right?
Okay, we'll go with Goldberg. It just, you can say, oh, he had an off night. No, fuck that. And then he has this match with Bray Wyatt.
You are a trained professional. I don't want to hear you have an off night.
Yeah, you knock yourself out on the fucking turnbuckle doing a spear. Like,
in a match that should have never happened.
Never happened.
Even when they were in their prime, I never, ever thought to myself, I wasn't a WCW guy, but still, I knew Goldberg was. It just never was like, that's Goldberg and Undertaker. That's just, Goldberg does not have a move set.
No.
Undertaker has a plethora. Yes, AJ Styles and Undertaker, fucking A-right. Is that a dream match? At this point,
in
no.
2007.
Yes. At this point, do I want to see it? I'm not going to admit, like, oh, yes, I want to see it. Am I going to shy away from it? No. There's interest in it for me because I'm a big fan of both of them. But I just, again, I think it's because they don't have many guys that draw names that they can still. Because to me, they have no faith in their new WWE talent.
No.
They have no
They
faith.
signed people just so nobody else could
Yes.
have them, and now they have no fucking clue what to do with them.
Yep.
Other than Daniel Bryan, who gets a huge fucking reaction.
And if he
You know.
couldn't have come back to wrestle, you were only using him for name purpose.
Yep.
I mean, I don't. That's my honest opinion. Like, the guys that you can still rely on that aren't dead are the same ones we've been seeing that you can only do so much.
And
with.
when you do the nostalgia Raws, they're the best Raws of the year. And they draw the most, ratings and stuff. I think they rely way too much on ratings too. You're never gonna get those Attitude Era ratings again. Never. You're just not.
It's not the same world.
Yeah. There's so many with streaming and all the channels. You're not gonna get those numbers anymore.
Yep.
And I think Fox believes they're gonna, and it's just not gonna happen.
And with being on Fox, this is a sports channel. Well, that doesn't mean your demographic's going to change 100%. Yep. You're still going to get, your wrestling fans that are going to tune in, the same ones, and maybe a couple more 1,000, 100,000 or whatever throughout the time. But it's just,
and then you go. You have the WWE backstage, show where they're treating it like it's a fucking sport.
Oh, like it's Sports Center or some shit, yeah.
But then your product is not treating it like it's a fucking sport anymore. You know what I mean? So the dichotomy of what their mindset is really fucking weird. It's off. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
If they went back to whatever the fuck they were doing in the early 90s with presenting it and having like people on the spot in the crowd interview, it just felt more authentic. It is so cookie cutter.
It's so micromanaged. It's
awful. It doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel spontaneous. It like that when John Cena, before I even knew that was gonna happen, that even it just didn't feel like. It didn't feel like when Mark Henry did that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, seen this before, and same guy, same channel, same time. It just, I don't know. It's so cookie cutter, the same thing.
Did you see what they did with Edge? They're doing with Edge and Randy Orton. He fucking RKO'd Beth Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
And they're like, everybody's like, oh, he's back to the old Randy Orton, and they're acting like he never fucking did that with Stephanie and Triple H. Like it's like they have nothing to go on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. And Orton's changed so many times. Like,
has he? Has he?
But it just, you know what I mean? Like, it just, they have no way of coming up with anything original to make their product interesting at all.
I mean, it's not like how, because I think to myself, like, well, how the fuck do shows that have been around 30 years, how are they still around and current? South Park. But that is a current topic show.
Yep.
WWE is, you could go back to the beginning of when WWE started becoming campy, corny, storyline driven. You can see the same stories over and over. Yes, not like the Vicky or Katie Vick storyline, but it's basically you took my girl, or you took my title, or you took my pride, or you can only redo the same thing with the same or with different characters for so long to where it's just, this guy's flashy, but I've seen this song and dance. I really think that's why it's good to have variety.
Yeah.
But I really think WWE needs to season themselves or something. I don't know.
Speaking of variety, I watched Revolution, the last AEW pay-per-view.
Yep.
Orange Cassidy. I know people, I don't like it, but they did a match with him and Pac. Which Pac is usually a piss break for me. I think he's horrible.
He's just in his own head of being great.
After watching Orange Cassidy wrestle, I get it. It was entertaining, but to me, you're done with it. Because you've seen it once, to him with the hand in the pockets and all that shit. It's going to get old.
And that's how he does the match and everything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not all of it, but it's a central part of it. So, but they have that variety where it's a levity, they made it so it's not an integral part of the show, but it's You know, it's variety.
Mhm.
WWE, there's no. It's just cookie, like you said, cookie cutter. It's all the fucking same.
Yep.
You know.
I really think so. I mean,
What did you screw the nanny?
look what you have to do to get. I don't know if it's viewers or not, but you got to get Goldberg.
Yeah.
You're bringing John. You can't run off of just what you have going into Mania. You have to get Goldberg. You have to get Cena. You have to get Edge.
Yep.
You know, it's just. I don't know. I really don't know what the right
And like,
wording is.
you're gonna have a 5-6 hour WrestleMania. Other than a few top matches, I can't tell you what happened in the past 3 or 4 WrestleManias. Really.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like before, but like you talk about the 80s and the 90s, I can tell you pretty much what happened in every fucking WrestleMania.
Jesus, even
You know?
even up to like 2010.
Or even 11 and 12 when you had like the Hell in a Cell and all that stuff. But it just, yeah, I don't know. And then I watch AEW and they're doing, like, they built up the Cody Rhodes and MJF storyline for months.
Yup.
You know, it can be done. You know,
Even when I saw the it wasn't a video package, it was actually the show. I saw, what the fuck am I trying to say? A clip. There we go. Saw a clip of I also always call him Goldie, but Goldie calling out Hager
yeah.
after him and the fuck was his name?
That's Cliff. Is he scaring you? Really, buddy?
He's part of the inner circle.
Oh, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. There we go. After his match, you know, calling out Hager and stuff like that, saying, I thought that was just genuinely perfect because,
I got this.
yeah, Hager hasn't wrestled yet. You're calling him out on it, opposed to coming up with some bullshit way, or just introducing him into squash matches,
Yeah.
building him up. No, he's going to take on the veteran. He's going to come in. He's going to kick ass, and he beat him. Like,
Yeah.
I know the result of that. I know he beat him. I think that's great to do that. I don't know what they built up into that, but I just
And like
it felt genuine and organic, opposed to Wyatt showing up behind Cena. It just was like, wait a minute. In a real world, I would be expecting Goldberg just beat him. Now he is going to haunt Goldberg for the next few weeks, and they're going to have their match at Mania.
Yep.
But no, it's
And you've got Elimination Chamber in between then this Sunday that they just threw together, you know. And like AEW, like Britt Baker turning heel. She calls out JR on forgetting names and, you know, and not having the passion and shit.
Yep.
That's fucking real. Like,
Right.
you know, that's what everybody's talking about, and she called him out
right
on
on the dirt
It's
sheets.
perfect,
Yep,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say, though, this pay-per-view, he did a good job. Like, it seemed like he was really into it, and he wasn't stumbling, and you know what I mean?
That's
like,
good.
I think he's finally realized that, you know, what they're saying, you know, just because you don't want to agree with it, people are kind of right with the way that you've been approaching this, and that you're forgetting names, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, if you're the best in the business, you really should be, you know, paying attention to that kind of shit.
Right.
You know?
Oh, that's better. Now I can see me. I'm not.
Because that's what's important.
Well, I'm listening to you while looking at me and thinking, life is pretty good.
So me being here, life is good. All right.
I didn't say that. It could have been a voice recording. Don't get cocky, kid. No, I agree though. There needs to be. They play it too safe because you're PG rated. You know what your demographic is, so you have to play it to that. You have to play dumb.
Yeah. And that's like, everybody's like, oh, well, CM Punk needs to come back. Well, what's he going to do? You know, really, I mean, they're not going to let him do the promos that he wants to do. They're not, you know, if he has to go back and deal with that corporate structure, he ain't going to do it.
I don't think he would anyway.
He's getting that money from Fox. He don't give a fuck.
I think
you know?
he's chicken shit. I think he's a shell of the man he used to be,
Oh, yeah.
and he's afraid that
That
people...
UFC, that fucked him up big time.
But you know who didn't fuck up? Well, he wasn't UFC. Jake Hager!
He's doing good in Bellator.
He's a
2-0.
badass.
Yep. And he's won both of them with the choke, too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had an announcement. Before we forget, I don't know how long we're going to be going for more, but we're on an hour and a half. I'm rolling. I like it. Feeling good. You know, juices are going. The fucking joints are good. But this Sunday, Colony Center, New York, right? Is it Colony Center?
Yep, Colony Center Mall. Yep.
Colony Center Mall, New York. What is the time? 11?
11:30 to 2:30.
11:30 to 2:30 at Heroes Hideout. There is a wrestle extravaganza called WrestleFest 2. Don't get it mixed up with Northeast Wrestling. And they are going to have a plethora of meet and greets there.
This is probably the biggest wrestling convention I've seen anywhere close to us.
That's not a wrestling show,
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
Yep.
They're gonna have Christy Hemme, Lita, Jimmy Hart,
Bret Hart,
Jake the Snake Roberts, Demolition, Zeke, S.A. Rios, Tony Atlas, Bob Backlund,
Gail Kim, one of your favorites.
Gail Kim.
But even old like Barry Horowitz, Pat Tanaka, and
Greg
Paul
Gagne.
Yeah, Greg Gagne. I'm really excited to meet him.
I am very excited to meet him.
And if you like puppies, Deborah's going to be there.
Deborah's going to be there. Was she the first one he ever said puppies about?
Why not?
I believe so, yeah. I think she was.
They're probably going to be more like hounds now, but we're Gangrel.
Yeah, Gangrel.
The Vampire Warrior.
The FBI, Tony Mamaluke and Little Guido.
Hey, give me the pizza then, motherfucker.
But it's a really good lineup.
It is a good lineup, and I think that's very cool that it's in, like, you know, in our area, because, you know, years ago we used to wish, like, why aren't people doing this? You know, we had a cool little spot in our local mall. I say cool because when it was cool, it was cool.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was cool all the time. Because I like meeting, even if they were football, even if I don't know who the fuck they were, it was still, I got out of the house. Most of the time it was with you.
I need you to focus.
Just do something.
And it with the anticipation of not knowing
Yeah,
what
it was pretty fun. And plus, you know, I like being in that little store because I would find something here or there. Actually, that's where I got my XFL banners. I found them.
Maybe no one's
Met a
gonna
couple
manage you.
Playboy Playmates there.
Yep.
So, you know, that was pretty sweet. But the guy was a shyster. But we met some pretty sweet wrestlers there.
You had the Q&A with Jimmy Hart at that one.
Yeah, I had the Q&A with Jimmy Hart, which he answered my... He did, but he didn't. He answered everybody's questions, but he didn't. He has to give a long, drawn-out response that almost answers your question. Almost. So, but I appreciate it either way because it was still pretty awesome. I mean, we met Sid Vicious up there.
Matt Morgan. Tori Wilson.
That's right. Christy Hemme.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, I got pictures right behind me.
You met Scott Steiner there, right?
Scott Steiner! And that was it there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
We met others.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else there was.
Hacksaw.
Chris Masters.
Chris Masters!
Put
That
us
was
in
a
the
great
master
one.
lock.
That was a really cool one. He was so cool. I thought he was going to be a douchebag.
Yep.
But he was awesome. You know, and that goes... I'm just thinking of him and Carlito and shit. We met both of them. And I don't know if they... I don't want to use, like, that expression. They couldn't have been nicer. They weren't assholes.
Yeah.
And their characters were assholes on TV. And when you kind of have that mindset, you really think, well, that's art imitating reality.
Yep.
That they were just cool dudes.
I mean, we've said it before. There hasn't been too many experiences that have been bad. You know, there's been a few here and there where
There's
guys
been
were kind of
4.
standoffish.
There's been 4 that I could think of right now that were, That's Shelton Benjamin, Great Khali, Jim Neidhart, and Sid.
Yeah.
Sid only because it's just like, I don't know him or hear about him enough to or anything like that, but it just seemed like I'm making money, I'm here.
Yeah.
And same with Steiner. Steiner was like that, but he's also a fucking idiot.
And to be honest, Shelton Benjamin felt like that.
Yes.
Like he just did not want to be there.
Yep.
And
But the match was great
yeah,
that
with
him and Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan had, so I don't know if it was just he doesn't want to be bothered by fans
Right.
or just was in an off mood, or I don't know. But I mean, people like Great Khali, motherfucker, you are a gimmick. Your size is the gimmick, not your talent or your tongue. You need to stand the fuck up. I was so mad. I was so mad at that. I'm like, I'm paying this fucking shawarma eating motherfucker to just sit.
Yeah.
Same with Mysterio.
Yep.
You dwarf ass bitch ass.
And like somebody was commenting when Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose were at Heroes Hideout,
Oh yeah.
and somebody was commenting that they were sitting down through it. Well, that WWE says that.
I had that.
WWE says we don't want you getting up, doing hugs and doing special, photos and all that stuff. Just do the signing and be done with it. So that I understand when the company is directing the way you do things. But if you're at fucking Northeast Wrestling and you're doing a meet and greet,
Well, if you're a free agent, say like if you're a free
Right.
agent, or you have some Legends contract under the WWE banner. But I want to put you on the spot. Why didn't we go to that?
that's a good question. I don't know.
Oh my God, I would have totally scratched and sniffed Mandy Rose's ass, dude. I'd have got kicked out of there and been like, it was worth it. Ah,
I don't know why I didn't.
I saw
mention it,
that.
like,
I saw that, and it was like, well, it's too late even if you did ask me because I can't go now.
I forgot about it for a while, and it was just yeah.
Well, there is an Ivan Putski and a Tony Garea. Which one? When is that?
I want to say in April or May.
Well, if you want to go to it, I'll go to it too.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Well, we got Trish Stratus coming up in May.
Whether I meet Putski or not, I'd like to meet Tony Garea because who was he tag champs with? Was it Lou Thesz? No.
No,
This thing's throat is a
I know he was with Rick Martel for a while.
The donkey is a door.
I remember my mom when I was a kid. She talked about Tony Garea,
Wherever Jane went,
and I
where
can
the
just
sheep
picture
still
it.
is.
Big
For an
fucking
entire
And he was always like at ringside as one of the
And the
officials. And
attitude.
yep,
Because he has a big weird head
yeah.
and his
He had
hair.
like the fro.
Yeah, it's like a weird mobby Jewy fro thing.
like Larry
like
from the
Egon.
Raiders. Yeah,
Like Egon's
Yep.
hair.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that'd be cool to meet him.
Also, we have the Awakening on March 21st that we're gonna have a table at Scott Wilder Promotions.
You better be there, bitches. I'm not, and this is me. I have to be this way. I am not shitting on this promotion at all. I'm just, you know what I'm thinking. Really? You know what I'm thinking or no?
Yes,
Where who's there?
Yeah.
Really? I'm not a fan, but I'm a fan of it all. But that's what wrestling is. You gotta love and hate. Without the hate, you don't appreciate. Because they hate us because they ain't us.
I mean, it'll be fun having
It
a
will be
table and interacting with people. And now that you've got the microphone, you can do your shit that you do. And
Oh yeah, I'm gonna commentate during it. Oh, that was he is a star.
that's like the Ascension is going to be at WrestleFest, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be at
I'm gonna say that to them. I'm like, gentlemen, we'll see you at the show. Same with Tony Atlas.
Yeah.
Like, Tony, we're gonna be there. Me, that time you thought I was gay, we can do it all over again.
I can't wait to get my picture with the Wild Samoans. That's going to be fucking cool.
I think that would be really sweet. I'll be honest with you, I can't believe they're both alive.
It's yeah.
Honestly, from that era, all those guys that have died, both of them are still alive.
You know what? Also, it's always been kind of a sketchy death, though. You know what I mean? Like, really, like Umaga and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of been. It hasn't been natural. It's
That's true.
So I mean, Snuka had the longevity and shit. So
Yup, and he was a murderer.
and Haku's still around, so and looking fucking like he could still rip people's
Dude,
teeth out and shit.
have you seen Adam Rose?
Yeah. Somebody's
What the fuck?
Somebody's juicing.
Holy shit, are you kidding me? I looked at him and I'm like, Rick Steiner? What?
It's like somebody stuck an air hose up his ass
Holy
and inflated his muscles.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I saw a picture of him. I'm like, how do you go from like
Yeah.
what
He can't
the?
put his arms down like that motherfucker. Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
I've never seen a transformation like that. Even Drew McIntyre
Yeah.
or Hernandez wasn't even like that. I mean, it was like, who did you kill? Who are you? You look like you're a fucking demented lumberjack with a lollipop.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's crazy to see how some of that stuff happens.
Now, did he go like completely off the radar?
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing, and then he just popped back up again.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm like, what the goddamn hell happened to this guy?
And nobody's gonna hire him like that. Like, just as fucking juiced as he is, like that's That's
It's
ridiculous.
Cloverson.
Yeah,
You know,
you ain't kidding. I saw that and I'm like, oh.
you can say what you want about Ryback and the way he looked, but fuck, man, that's juice to the fucking maximum. That's fucked.
Right! I love Ryback. I do. I was just listening to him. What the hell was he talking about? Samoa Joe getting suspended for substance abuse or whatever the fuck it was labeled. And Ryback talking about that actually and stuff.
I think that whole wellness thing is just used to get guys off of TV when they don't know what to fucking do with them.
Something.
Really.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? Jinder Mahal should have gotten fucking tested. There's so many guys on that fucking roster that should get tested, and it can't be legit. It can't be.
If I was Joe, I'd be asking for my release.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yep.
they're not going to use you the way that you can still be used in the handful of years you got left.
Yeah.
Like, go back to Ring of Honor, go to AEW, go to New Japan. Me being me with my experience in the WWE, the longevity that I've sustained while being there, get out. Get out. You don't need the WWE.
Yep.
It's not a necessity anymore. If you think I have to go there, then obviously you're not listening to the fellow colleagues say it's hell.
I think a lot of these guys are just happy to make the money that they're fucking making.
Arn Anderson, I was listening to him with Conrad, literally right before you came. And Conrad, I don't know if it's Conrad asking him or a fan, saying, you know, why have you been with WWE for so long? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's saying, he's like, well, when WCW went out of business, there were no wrestling companies.
Yep.
And he goes, and I, for the last 20 years, was not going to make the money that they're paying me. I'm not going to have the insurance that they have. I'm not going to have this, and that through that or through anybody else.
Yep.
He didn't really get into like why now leave. I would like to think his answer would be because I have a lot to offer, and there's options now that it's not all about the money. It's about what I can give back while I'm still here.
Yeah.
I would like to think that's like an answer because when we met Arn Anderson, any interview I've ever heard him in, he just is so sincere. Legitimately, like, this guy has no fucking evil bone in his body. He's not the political, hey, do this, kid, and you might get this. Like, I don't get that from him.
He's one of the guys that loved doing it and
Yeah.
loved it just because, and the money was kind of secondary.
Yeah, exactly. I understand you stay where the money's good. Because if it's not bad what you're doing, then what's the point of leaving?
Yeah.
But if you're not happy at some point, then you do question, well, is the money worth my happiness?
And a lot of the guys can make good money on indies and conventions alone if they really wanted to.
They really could.
You know?
They really could. And I mean, him being part of AEW, I don't know if he still is. I think was awesome.
Arn Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Cody Rhodes' coach now.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
Okay, that's awesome. Like,
I'm jealous of you. What's your secret?
brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense with the connection that family and that man has with them.
Yeah.
It's appropriate that he would be like a manager, coach, you know, because he has that mentor skills. He's been mentored by someone great like Dylan and, you know, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I loved it when he came in and he fucked with Tully. It just is like, WWE's not going to do this stuff because our fans don't want it. This is beyond our fans.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's what keeps the fans. You want to get new ones, yeah, bring in Bailey and all that silly bullshit. But if you want to keep the fans, do...
And, like, the Ruthless Aggression series that's coming out.
I want to see
They're
that.
getting so much publicity off it. Yeah, because that's when stuff was still good.
Yep.
You know, the fans have a longer memory than they think they do.
Longer than WWE has.
Yeah, you know. When Punk has to say, hey, Randy Orton kicked me in the head 3 years ago, maybe we should go with something off of that.
Right.
You know, if your people can't remember that shit, something's fucking wrong.
Exactly.
You know? You need, like a movie set has a continuity person. Where's the continuity people in fucking WWE? Corey Graves has the fucking mind of somebody that's watched it for 40 years.
You know there's everyone else in there is the same way. There's got to be some judgment call of, no, because if we show this, it might lead to them seeing this, and we're trying to avoid this. This is guilty by association. Because there's no logical reasoning of why you're not, and I'm just the example. Why didn't you mention WrestleMania 17?
Yeah.
With Undertaker and Triple H.
Because he was American Badass, we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Or Chris Benoit was involved in that Mania. Or, I don't even know. I don't know. But with WWE, with Vince's mindset, it could just be, I didn't like that year. Let's not talk about it. Oh, boss said no, so that's it.
Yeah.
It literally could be as stupid as that. I mean...
And when you have somebody like that that's calling the shots, nothing's going to fucking change.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know, it's stupid. Stupid shit that they do, but I don't know.
I mean, I like watching the pay-per-views because the matches are good. Some of them are good. But it just, yeah. I'm more excited for watching the NXT pay-per-views than anything.
I mean, look at, and I'm not critiquing her work, so let's avoid that because we could. But look at Charlotte Flair, right? I was just talking to someone yesterday about this. Why? It's rhetorical, but I will answer this. Why? And it's not, again, not her work, not her wrestling. And I know that's what most to go with. But why does she seem like she is bored, right?
Yeah, she
Good,
totally does. Yeah.
Good question, right?
Yep.
My answer to this. Not only, regardless if she's been handed all 8 of these championships or whatever at this point in time, right? Regardless, what made Ric Flair, and I didn't grow up during this time period. I grew up well after, he was in his prime and all that good fun. The thing with Ric Flair was the time when he was getting notarized. He was a world heavyweight champion when wrestling was actually looked at as, well, this guy over here's a champ, this guy over here's a champ. One of them's got to be the world heavyweight champ, right? You know what I mean? Essentially, the territory wrestling. Ric Flair traveled all over the country as the world heavyweight champion. Yes, there was the AWA, there was the NWA, but he was the world's heavyweight champion, right? Then he would go to other companies and win their titles. Go to WWF, become their WWF champion. Did he ever? Yeah, he was WCW champ.
Yeah.
All of those added to his world title legacy. It wasn't like he was in WCW for 8 years and won the WCW World Championship 16 times.
Yep.
He won a culmination of world championships to be considered the 16-time world heavyweight champion. He didn't win the WWE Championship 16 times, right?
Yep. And it was against different people, not
all
the same roster
over
all
the
time.
place.
Yep.
Exactly. That's the problem in today's wrestling. In that regards is you can only beat the same people so many times to where it is boring.
Yeah, you can only do Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Charlotte
so many times.
Yep.
It would be so cool if it was in a world right now where she left WWE. You see her over an Impact, right? For like 6 months. She got a 6-month contract. Becomes champion over there, right? Goes beats Tessa. No, let's not say that. Let's say Tessa Blanchard is the world women's champion. Go over there, beats her. Oh my God! All right, that's legit. She's, Tessa's our top dog. She beat her for the championship, and then loses it, and then steps away. And then you see her in AEW. She's there for like 2-3 years. Wins championship 5-6 times, right? Then you see her go back to WWE. Wins it 5, 6, 7 more times. There's interest in that. Because not only are you seeing Charlotte Flair do all these things, which may make you a bigger fan, if not, it's like, oh, okay, she's here, blah, blah, blah. She's bringing everything now that she's done there with her. She's bringing all that experience, all those stories, all those memories, all those fans that weren't WWE fans or AEW fans, but Impact fans that want to watch her now. You have so much longevity in it, opposed to being
That's what it means to be.
she's the world heavyweight champ in our like John Cena. Even that time was different.
Yeah.
Even when he started becoming because they treated it differently. Now the titles, like you were saying at the top of the show, it's like a prop. There's no real honor in it. There's no prestige in it. It's just, we think you're the top dog. Here it is. Not saying they're not working for it by any means, but it's not prestigiously honored like it's a real thing. It's a toy. It's treated as such. It looks like it is. For Christ's sake, it has Velcro on it. So there's just a lot of things of, like, to me personally, why, like, just Charlotte again is bored, and we're bored with her.
And another thing is, you talk about how over AJ Styles was in Japan. They mention Japan all the fucking time when they talk about OC and AJ Styles. You have all these promotions in Japan. Send some of your people over there for 6 months, and then bring them back. And then you can bring some Japanese people in too.
Right, how cool would it be, just like TNA did it? You have, because they were working with New Japan, or was it New Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Working with them, and you would see at least once a month the Chinese wrestlers and
Tiger
Japanese
Mask and
exactly come in. Whether or not people were excited about it, you were doing that.
Yep.
You were trying that. You were promoting
doing
it.
the World Cup tournament.
Exactly. And I cannot believe WWE has never done anything like that.
Yeah.
We're so, we're such a diversity and this and that. Well, you only have one fucking black champion ever, really. WWE champion, I mean. What else?
Yep.
The Oriental Express, 30 years prior. Your most over Asian was Tajiri.
Yeah.
And
that was an ECW creation, so.
And you used him at most as a joke, like.
Same with Kenzo Suzuki. They turned him
exactly.
into a joke. Yep.
Tensai, yeah, he's not Asian, but you built him up like he was going to be this big fucking warlord. Then you squash him.
Yep.
It just, I mean, even in that, I remember when Tensai was getting pushed, and then Yoshitatsu was voicing his opinion. What did they do? Yep. Buried him. Like, it's just.
Tajiri's really the only one that flourished. Really.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, send Charlotte over to these women promotions for 6 months and let her wrestle all these international wrestlers. And
right.
Yeah, yep. That's what. Yeah.
Spread it to give me a reason to be interested in this. I don't care who it is, but this person.
Yep.
Especially with Charlotte not having any indies behind her. Like, there's that cool flair when, no pun intended, legit, no pun intended, but it's when AJ Styles, when AJ Styles came to WWE, it was huge. I remember you and I were like, what? The Royal Rumble, what? And then, so not only is he coming into this company and eventually going to be WWE champion, he's been TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Was he Ring of Honor at all?
I think he might have been.
Okay, let's just throw that in there if he was or wasn't. But he's bringing all that, like I said, that background of what made it, to me, when I started understanding it, really cool when people started jumping ship to different companies. Because it's not like, oh, who's this new person? It's like, oh, shit. They have baggage with them. There's an interest. Like, that's the only word I can think of, an interest.
And then when you see the reaction that a guy like that gets, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these international stars have names, and fans know. Not some casual fans might not know them, so you fucking tell them who they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's another thing is they don't tell anybody shit about who these people are.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Especially the ones with gimmicks.
Yeah.
That like are a true gimmick. Like
He always does.
AOP. I like that. But what is their story? Why do they dress like militia guys? Did they ever even explain that in NXT?
No.
Like, were they guerrilla warfare soldiers that were blackballed from the militia or whatever because they were deemed too violent.
And you had a guy like Ellering who could color that with the way he speaks. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Fulfilling a pledge to your mom.
The Viking experience. I know they went into a little bit of story with like Ray or Raymond Rowe. There we go. And like showing the Viking wedding that him and Sarah Logan had and stuff, letting you know this is part of their life. But show me why they're Viking people. And I know in my head it sounds contradictory because like I never really asked for that when I saw him in Ring of Honor. When I saw Hanson live, I never wondered
But
why.
judging the product,
Yes.
you know, exactly. Yep.
I will
Yep.
upgrade you.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
And a guy like Aleister Black who has a lot of history in Europe. Why aren't you, licensing footage to show shit like that? They do it with the UK guys.
Yeah,
They show all
exactly.
kinds of footage for them.
Yep, it's true.
It's so. They do things good for a while, and then it's just like, fuck it. And like you said, Vince just gets a bug up his ass, and he changes on the fly.
On the
You
fly.
can't really. You can't. The Attitude Era, you could do that.
Right, because it was ever changing.
Yeah.
Not even really ever changing. It was so random
It was
that
the
it
shock
made
TV
sense.
value, yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. But when you have this breadth of talent, and there is a lot of guys with talent, do something, you know?
Yep. It's, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it would even work, but it's seasonal.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even the right word.
If it was me, when you announced that network, and I knew that like TV contracts were coming up, I would have been like, nope, you see everything on the fucking network now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have done. Because going by TV ratings and shit, with all these avenues of being able to distribute your product, being locked into a network contract just doesn't make a lot of sense to me anymore.
Exactly. I don't know.
I don't know if they just weren't, sure of what the potential of the network was. You know what I mean?
Well, Jesus Christ, took them fucking how many years?
Yeah.
To promote it.
But
to
once
get
you
it
saw
going.
the potential of that platform, I would have gotten out of the television business altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe stay the terrestrial pay-per-view route, so at least you have that avenue if
Right.
people couldn't get the network. But you don't need that avenue really to promote your product
promote
anymore.
the product, exactly. Especially now you're global.
Yeah.
Beyond.
When cities are bidding on WrestleMania just because it's WrestleMania, you don't need the TV anymore.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it like I used to, where it was religious and Mondays were appointment television. I had to watch it.
Exactly. They really were for me too, and I mean, for me, I was falling out of love with it because of just same song and dance, same fucking thing I've seen over and over. The guys that I liked, and I'm not saying the guys I like have to be treated great, but it was like, you know who the company wants, and it's just not the people that other people want. It just was sour. I still love it. I still always love wrestling. I'll watch it out of habit. If you put it on flash drives, I'll watch it. There's certain things I'll still love and follow, but I mean, Jesus, just even if you if your goal was to feed Bray Wyatt to a monster just to lose, why don't you do it with Strowman?
Yeah.
Strowman and Roman have way more history than Goldberg.
Yeah.
It's just dumb, stupid little shit like that. And that's what deters me from it. But then, moving out of my mom's and shit like that and not having TV for 6 years now, I don't feel obligated to watch it like I used. Like, oh my God, I missed it on Monday. Like, why? I have no reason to have missed it. Why?
Yep.
Now it's like...
And also, all this attention on Goldberg, but you brought Kurt Angle back and did fucking fuck all with him. And that's a guy that has way more lineage, way more of a background, way more,
and had more to give in the time he was there.
Yeah. You did nothing with him.
Yep.
You used him to build up Ronda Rousey.
Yep. Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's all you did.
And for what? For her to take her ball and go home?
Yeah. And now people are saying that because Shayna Baszler is in the thing with Becky Lynch, and they're going to bring in Ronda Rousey and do the 4 horsewomen and all. I'm like, that's going to be a fart in fucking church. Like that, nobody's going to care. For one, nobody cares about Rousey. 2, nobody knows who Marina Shafir and fucking Jessamine Duke are. Nobody, and you're never going to say that she's married to Roderick Strong. You're not. I mean, they're doing it a little bit in NXT with Velveteen Dream, but you're not going to do that on the main roster. You know what I mean? So it just...
Yeah, it's stupid. A lot of it's really stupid.
Because then you're going to turn Bayley babyface again.
Where are you going to go with that?
Yeah, and you're going to have her go with Charlotte and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and do that whole thing.
Yep.
For no fucking reason.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so predictable. You know that's what they're going to go with. You know?
And if they legit have Becky lose to Shayna at Mania, that's like... Nobody wants Shayna. The crowd is not behind her. The fans, like legit fans, are not behind her. The story is fucking stupid.
Yep. She can't cut a promo.
And she's I don't know. With everybody bitching about Nyla Rose being a transgender women's champion, well, can we start questioning Shayna Baszler? Because what the fuck is that? Fucking southbound or south end of the dog and fucking heading north.
Right, move your head.
Just
I don't know if Triple H is high on her or what. I don't
get it.
She has good matches, I think, but
Personality wise, character wise, I don't give 2 dog farts about her.
And a lot of people will say, well, yeah, Chris Benoit didn't have much of a personality. Well, you know.
You're right, but he had. Again, it's the time.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to my buddy last night about it, he's like, you can't keep saying it's the times. Why?
Yeah.
That's... Wrestlers from 50 years ago were way more badass than wrestlers of today because of what they had to go through to get what they were doing, and it wasn't even to be famous. It was to literally prove that they were the best at what they were doing. Now, every fucking jerk-off in wrestling looks exactly the same because they can do a backflip and a moonsault.
And somebody that does stand out, they don't do anything.
They don't do a fucking thing with.
Yep.
And
like Samoa Joe should fucking be one of their top guys, right?
He should be their top heel every fucking time he's on TV.
Yep.
Top heel.
And it makes me wonder, like, you had Earthquake, you had the fucking one-man gang, you had all those guys that they fed to Hogan, but a guy with the size and, you know, the ability of Samoa Joe can't get a fucking break. Right. I don't understand it. Right. I never will.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And the promos that he can cut, especially as a heel, you know.
Yep.
And he doesn't have to do the yelling ones a lot like he did in TNA. When he does the serious ones, they're fucking amazing too.
I loved it when he came out, and I don't remember what pay-per-view it was for, but he came out and challenged Lesnar. And he's just cutting everybody in the ring down, being like, Finn Balor, you had your chance and you didn't do it. You're at the back of the line. Roman Reigns, I don't know what he's exactly saying, but it's like, yes. Like, verbal destruction on its way.
And you can see, you've always been able to see, he has the passion for it.
And he's so talented.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed Samoa Joe.
Like you could tell that he loved TNA, but he hated the fucking politics and dealing with the management, you know? He loved the in-ring and, you know, being a performer, and then you had guys like, you know, Nash and them coming in and just really collecting a paycheck.
Exactly.
You know, it kind of takes it away from
And that's exactly how it feels with Goldberg.
Yeah. I hate saying it. Undertaker. He's doing it for the fucking money. He ain't doing it because he loves it anymore. I hate saying that.
I would say the only one, I mean, they all do it for the money. I don't give a fuck what any of them say. They all do it for the money. The only one that out of the 3 comebacks for this WrestleMania, the only one that seems sincere, but again, it's just to ride on his name, is Edge.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, you have been out a long time. I believe you're truly healed, and you're coming back into a storyline that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not, well, we can use Edge. Let's just throw him in there and do. Well, we got Goldberg, we got Roman Reigns. We got 2 spears. Well, let's just make it a 3rd. You know, it's just not. It was actually a thought out.
Yeah.
thought. Like,
and they are going with a storyline for it, which makes sense,
right? Like, how did AJ and Taker come to be? Just because it was the Saudi show, and now they're
Pretty much,
piggybacking it?
Yeah.
Who won that?
They did it like a gauntlet match, and AJ Styles is the last guy, and then Undertaker just fucking came out and fucking like chokeslammed him and pinned him with his jacket and his hat still fucking on. It was that. Then you look at that and it's just for the fucking money.
It's just for the money.
Just for the money.
Why would you be prepared? Like, just wrestling logically, if I knew, even if I'm a gimmick, if I knew I was only going out there to squash him, I'm not gearing up.
Yeah, I'm in regular fucking clothes.
Now, maybe there's a code of ethics in the wrestling world where it's like, always bring your gear. You never know when you're going to get the call. Okay, I get the respecting of it, but at what point do we just say, this is a waste of my time to gear up just to walk out there? I'll go out there and do it. Let me just be in black jeans, a black hoodie. I'll throw the hat on. And when I get out to the ring, I'll throw the hat off.
Yeah. But that's like when they did like the tribute to Ric Flair when he retired and Undertaker came out. Everybody else was in fucking regular clothes. Undertaker comes out in the full fucking getup. Like, how is that showing any respect to Ric Flair at that point? Like, you're dressed to wrestle. That's just fucking stupid.
That to me is you have an ego.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on the Undertaker. You're protective.
He has an ego. Totally. I can tell, he does.
You're protective of your gimmick, for one. Why wouldn't you be? Look what it's done for the world of wrestling, for you. But if we see you in normal clothes, that doesn't mean you're still not the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Okay?
You still have that mystique you always have.
Kane took the goddamn mask off. He took the fucking mask off, and what was he? He was even more of a monster because he knew, I'm vulnerable now because I'm not what built me to what I am. I gotta amplify it. Undertaker, what was it? Maybe like within the last 6 months, did Austin's podcast with him as I don't know if
he called him Mark through.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah. I couldn't remember if I actually heard that correct. And he's in like a fucking sweatshirt and his hat.
Yeah.
Okay, the next time I see you outside of the Undertaker gimmick, if I see you in the Undertaker gimmick, I'm going to question your intelligence and wonder why.
And your wife is posting stuff on Instagram of your kids giving you Ric Flair chops in the chest.
That's cool.
But I mean, cool. You're not protecting the character at that point.
Right. Now, especially now you're showing you're a dad.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sweet, though.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Stupid. Dumb shit. But, yeah, and there it is. Call it a day?
Yeah.
I think because it felt like it. We actually felt like it wrapped up right at that moment. Because at that point, I'm like, I don't even know what else to talk about. And we're 2 hours and 14. Actually, honestly, this has been a pretty good one for just banter.
Yeah. I mean, I was throwing movies out, and we were still,
it works.
It
absolutely works. Because this was just a random thrown together episode. Because what we wanted to do was the Kevin Smith universe and the movies that we've seen of his, and kind of, rank them, talk about them, whatever we want to do. We also in that same episode we want to do like a little Sonic.
Yes.
Review, recap what we thought were our expectations. Maybe thoughts on a sequel, yada yada.
Because that's definitely
I'm not sure when that'll be because we're trying. I want to schedule it so Marcadius can join us. So we'll see.
Yeah, but other than we have events coming up and stuff that we're gonna
be Colony Center this Sunday.
Yep, and then the Awakening and
the Awakening.
We're gonna be out there, so come up and say something to us. Tell us you watched.
Tell us to fuck off if you want.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Christ, I just said today at work, if anybody's gonna fuck me, it's gonna be me. So somebody told me to fuck off. It'd just give me more incentive to do it. So on that note, I'm gonna throw it over to him. He is.
I'm Deadly Dave.
Deadly Dave, and I am the wild card Ace Williams, and we are the Comic Wrestling Podcast, and this was the Comic Shop. So we hope you enjoyed what you've heard, what you've seen, and everything in between. And we'll check you guys out as you're checking us out on the next episode.